Coming up next is Terry Payne with some public information you might find interesting.
Today we're going to talk about animal health and safety with Animal Services Director Dan Bugg. We're here at the shelter, and now is the time when we get to announce some very special dates coming up in June to help protect your pet with rabies clinics. When and where are going to be the rabies clinics that you've set up so far?
Well, the first two we've got set up is the first weekend in June, June 2nd. That first location is going to be at Lake Hamilton School in the intermediate school parking lot. Now, that's the new part they built on here in the last 2 years. It sits off Airport Road right directly across, adjacent from Sunshine. So if you're coming off Sunshine Road and go straight across Airport, you'll be in the intermediate school parking lot. We'll be setting up there in the parking lot and opening the clinic at 12:30, and it'll run from 12:30 until 3 that date. And then the next location is going to be Fountain Lake School, and that's going to be at their intermediate school, which faces Highway 7, and we'll be set up in that parking lot on the 16th of June from 12:30, once again, till 3 o'clock for vaccinations.
Why is it important to vaccinate your pet?
Well, right, it's always important. The state law is, requires that we do vaccinate our pets annually for rabies. However, they did change the protocol a few years ago, and once your dog or cat has had the 1-year vaccine, at the anniversary date of that vaccine, then they can get are eligible to get the 3-year rabies vaccine. So state law compels us to vaccinate. Secondly, the reason we're having these drives this year is because we've had elevated incidences of positive rabies tests going into the state lab from all over the state. The ratio has increased significantly over last year, so therefore there's a compelling health need to get as many people to vaccinate their pets for rabies as possible.
So we're going to be proactive about it and do it early.
Yes, we're going to be proactive. I don't think there's any county in Arkansas that puts on any kind of a program like this, city or county anywhere, even though they are on rabies alert. Like I do know the city of Searcy had 6 positives in a short period of time early this year. I don't think those communities are doing anything. We need to be proactive, because your animals are your barrier between yourself and wildlife. So if anybody's going to be exposed to rabies, it's going to be by a vector. It's going to be your pets. So if your pets aren't vaccinated, you're immediately exposed by your pet not being properly vaccinated.
Now, do the rabies vaccinations involve just dogs?
No, they do not involve just dogs. We will vaccinate dogs or cats, as the state law requires. So anything over 4 months of age is eligible for a vaccination, cat or dog.
All right. Who's funding the clinics that are coming up in June?
They're being jointly funded between the City of Hot Springs and Garland County government. They have both agreed to fund at least 1,000 vaccinations to begin with. We may need more, but that's the initial funding level we have so far. So we're going to go and do as many as we can. If it exceeds $1,000, I'll go back and try and get some more funding to continue the vaccination.
So again, this is because of the compelling health need, although you can take your pet to a local veterinarian to get their rabies shots.
Well, typically that's where you would get them, because we have to have veterinarians on site those days to inoculate your animals. While we'll have volunteers writing up rabies certificates and other animal control personnel helping along the way there. The end result is a veterinarian must, under state law, must be the one who inoculates the pet and issues the rabies certificate.
Now, residents can be eyes and ears and report to you any unusual activity by animals that could possibly carry rabies. What should they be looking for? Well,
in Arkansas, there's 2 rabies vectors. There's your skunk and your bats. There's 2 strains of rabies in Arkansas that's been established, and that's been ongoing for many years. But if you see daytime activity of bat or skunks in the community, or other sick wildlife that look sickly, you need to let us know, because most of the animals that you're going to be in contact with that are going to be rabies vectors are nocturnal, so they won't have daytime activity. So if they're out during daylight hours, then that's a reason for concern, and you need to contact us at 262-2091.
So that means don't come in contact with those animals yourself.
That's right. Do not touch. Don't do it. Just let us know, and we'll see if we come collect the animal for you.
Okay, great. You do such a wonderful job helping to protect the community, especially with these upcoming rabies clinics where you can vaccinate your pets absolutely free of charge. That is truly a wonderful service that we have for the residents of Hot Springs and Garland County. So let's again mention for the folks out there the clinics that are already scheduled, and there will be more that will be scheduled throughout the coming month of June, where they can look for that information.
That information should be available on the city's website once I have it. and possibly in the local newspapers here. The dates, once again, is June 2nd at Lake Hamilton Intermediate School off Airport Road, directly across from Sunshine Road, and then also June 16th, which is going to be at Fountain Lake Intermediate School, which is up on Highway 7 north of Hot Springs.
And they can always give you a call here at the animal shelter, and the number is
262-2091.
Dan, thank you so much. And next week, we'll join you with more City News.